I never thought the day would come when my own choices would burn down the life I once swore I'd protect. I never thought I'd be the villain in my own story. But sometimes betrayal isn't planned. It sneaks up in the weak moments you never imagined you'd allow. And when the person you wronged meets your betrayal with something you can't explain, it leaves scars deeper than any fight or angry word ever could. It started with loneliness. Michael, my husband, was always so steady, so calm, so dependable. He worked long hours, came home tired, but always provided for us. Somewhere along the way, I started mistaking his steadiness for neglect. I told myself I needed excitement, fire, something to remind me I was still wanted. And that's when Ryan appeared. He was charming, reckless, and knew all the words to make me feel seen. What began as coffee after work turned into stolen hours, then nights. I told myself it was temporary, that I'd end it before Michael ever knew. But lies, like shadows, grow longer the more you try to run from them. The night it happened is etched into me like a scar. Ryan and I were in our bedroom, my marital bed, thinking Michael was away on a late shift. The door opened without warning, and there he was. My husband. His face pale, his eyes wide, his breath caught somewhere between disbelief and heartbreak. For a second, no one moved. My body went cold, my heart raced, and I felt every ounce of shame crash over me like a wave. I expected shouting. I expected rage, maybe even violence. I expected him to drag Ryan out by the collar, or curse me until the walls shook. But Michael didn't do any of that. He just stood there, his gaze locking on mine, so steady it was unbearable. Then in silence he stepped back, closed the door and walked away. That was worse than any rage. His silence was a knife twisting inside me. Ryan scrambled to dress and muttered something about leaving, but his words barely registered. All I could hear was the sound of Michael's retreating footsteps, slow, deliberate, final. I rushed after him, calling his name, begging him to stop, but by the time I reached the living room he was gone, just the front door swinging on its hinges. He didn't come home that night, or the night after. When I finally found the courage to call him, his voice was calm, cold, and distant. "The house is yours. The papers will come soon." That was it. No anger. No accusations. No chance for me to explain or even apologize. His silence became a wall I couldn't climb. A void that swallowed every word I wished I could say. It haunts me more than anything. If he had screamed, I could have screamed back. If he had hit me, I could have hated him. But his quiet exit, the way he chose dignity over destruction, left me drowning in my own guilt. He didn't give me closure. He gave me a mirror, forcing me to face who I had become without excuses or defenses. Weeks later, the divorce papers arrived in a plain envelope. He didn't even come to deliver them himself. His signature was neat, unshaken, as if I had never been his whole world, as if I had never mattered. That, more than the betrayal itself, destroyed me. Ryan vanished soon after. Of course he did. Men like him always disappear when the weight of reality gets heavy. I was left alone, in the same bed where I had broken my vows, staring at the emptiness Michael left behind. Every night, I replay that moment. The look in his eyes when he walked in. The way his silence carried more pain than words ever could. And what he did after. Walking away without a word, without giving me the fight I thought I wanted, still haunts me. Because he didn't just leave me. He left me with myself. With the truth. With the unbearable realization that I had destroyed the one person who had loved me more than anyone ever would. Now when people ask why I flinch at silence, why certain nights I can't sleep, why I avoid mirrors, I know why. Because sometimes it's not the betrayal that breaks you. It's the quiet dignity of the one you betrayed, reminding you that you were never worth the chaos you created. And I live with that ghost every single day.